Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to do beach waves with a curling iron. So first let's talk about how I prepped my hair to get it ready. I did shampoo and condition with the R+Co Atlantis moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. What I like about this line is that it is phosphate-free, paraben-free, and sulfate-free. It also has a thermal protectant and a UV protectant in the bottle, so it's a very hard-working product. It does have a really good thickness to it, so for those of you who like really thick shampoo and conditioner, this is great, but it's not too thick and heavy for those of you who have fine hair. Before I blew out my hair, I used the Moroccan Oil Curling Cream, and what I like about this is it does help eliminate frizz. It's actually really good for curly clients who have a lot of frizz in their hair but definitely want to have defined curls. It's really good to put in your hair and air dry, although today I used it for a blow dry to help eliminate the frizz that I have, okay? And then just for a little added thermal protection, I did use the Marcia Buriti oil. And this oil is very nourishing. It's very light, so you can layer it on. And it has a UV protectant and thermal protectant. Okay. So again, today I'm going to be using the curling iron. I'm using my Hot Tools 1-inch iron. I do prefer to use a 1-inch, and this is just personal preference because the curls will get a little bit tighter, but they'll last longer. If you're looking for just a really loose wave just for the day, using an 1.25 or even an 1.5 iron will do the trick. But the tighter the curls to start with, they'll last a little bit longer. So just for today, I'm going to use the 1-inch iron. Okay. So we're going to work in small sections. My first section is going to be right here above the ears. So I'm just going to section that hair out, clip it away. When you're using small sections, this is definitely going to give you the most body in the layering. You can definitely use bigger sections if you're in a hurry or just need to get those curls in really quickly. Okay, so then let me show you this section here. Now I'm going to split that in half. And split that in half. So these are going to be the size of my sections. Okay. So for an added benefit of a longer lasting curl, you can actually spray the hair first with hairspray. Today we're going to use the Kenra working spray. I like this because you can still curl the hair on top. It's not going to get too stiff. It's a working spray, so it's very flexible, okay? So I'm just going to take the section, give it a spray first. For those of you whose hair doesn't hold a curl very well, this is going to be great. Okay, so I'm going to take this iron. Clamp is going to go in the front because we're going to be curling back. So I'm going to put the section in, clamp it, and I'm going to use my left hand to grab that nozzle, pull it out just a little bit, and wrap it towards the root area, okay? So I'm going to just wait until I feel that heat coming through the hair there. I also have this set on 370. It goes up to 430, but we don't need it to be that hot. We want to burn the hair. Okay, so the heat is through, so I'm just going to bring the iron down just to release that curl, and then just slide the iron down through the ends. And you'll notice that I'm going to leave out the last 1.5 or so. And release. Okay, so you're going to see you get that nice curl. We're going to let it sit like that until I get the whole head curled, and so it can cool off and really set that curl. Okay, so give that section a spray. Clamp goes in front. Going to clamp it here. Hold on to the nozzle for a little control and round towards the root. It's pretty simple. Let that heat come through and just open up the nozzle just a little bit there. And feel for that heat. Okay, so I'm going to just pull down, release that top part so I can curl the bottom. Pull it down just a little, wrap back towards the root. Release. Okay, so we're going to let those sit. When you're working with the back of the head, you can just bring this section over to the side. It'll be much easier to curl. Okay, again. So clamp is going to go in the front. I'm going to use that left hand. I am right-handed, so I am curling with my right hand, and my left hand is used for stability and control. Just letting that heat come through the iron there. Again, we don't want it to sit too long, just so when you can feel the heat on your finger. Just kind of pull it down. Wrap. There we go. So again, by using the hairspray before on each section will definitely help hold the curl a little bit better. I'm going to hold that. Now I'm not pressing down on this so the clamp gets too tight. That way you won't get those clamp marks in your hair. I'm just holding it with my thumb. Okay, gonna pull that down, move it back out. I'm also not opening up the clamp too wide so the hair just falls out, just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna get to our second section. So the second section, I'm gonna go right here by the temples. That away. Okay. So here's my section here. Open the clamp. The hair there, and just pull. Round it back to the root. I'm just going to feel for that heat. Open the clamp just a little bit. Pull this section down there and wrap back up. So again, I'm leaving out that last 1.5 inches or so. And that'll make it look more tousled rather than a perfect curl. Now these curls don't have to be perfect. I mean, the look is very tousled, so don't worry if it gets a little messy. Okay, just gonna let go of that top section, pull it down, and then round back. So again, these curls are a little tight, a little bit tighter. If you want the curls to last a little bit longer, it is good to start with a little bit of a tighter curl. Then on day 2, they'll be a little looser. Okay. Pull, and then wrap towards the root. Let go of that top piece. This is a really good method for a lob or even a bob length as well. The good thing about those lengths is that you can really just work on the hair from the temple up, and everything will flow over on top, so you don't even have to really do the bottom sections. Okay, so that's pretty hot, so I'm just going to pull it down just to release that top section, drag it out, and curl back. You don't want to hold the ends in the iron too long. That way you don't get that perfect spiral curl. Be a little bit looser. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to give just a little bit more volume up on that root area. Okay, so this is my section here. So for those of you who just need a little bit of a bump here at the root, spray the section first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rock the curling iron, open it up. I'm going to just rock that root just a little there, give it some heat, and that'll bump it just a little. Add a little bit more volume. Open up the iron, pull it down just a little bit, leave out that last 1.5 inches, and round back towards the root. Open up the iron and then just pull it down. Okay, so again, I'm going to hold that section with my left hand, pull it up, open the clamp, and just rock the iron right there in the root. I'm going to give it a little bit more volume at the top. Holding the top nozzle for stability. I'm going to release that top portion and work my way down. Now, if your hair isn't very long, you may not need to release it. You can just pull the iron through the ends and then wrap it back towards the root. Okay, add a little bit of volume there. Drag it out, wrap it back. Okay. All right, so again, I'm just going to leave these sit so they can cool down. If you let them cool down, the curl will last longer as well. Okay, so this is a pretty big section. I'm just going to cut this in half. Open the clamp, start here at the root. And the reason I'm curling vertically and not horizontally starting from the bottom is that this will help give the top portion of your hair a little bit more body. Just opening up the clamp just a little bit as I pull it down. Let go of that top part. And release. Okay, last section. We're going to add a little bit of volume to the top here. Rock that root and get a little bit more volume. Holding onto that top nozzle for stability. Okay. Starting to come through. So release that top part, bring it back down to the bottom, and round back towards the root. It's really going to keep there for just a sec. Okay, last section. So again, rocking in that iron at the root for a little bit more volume. And I'm not pressing down on this clamp, otherwise you'll get those little clamp marks. And if you have a short bang, you can still give it a little curl, same way, so the bangs will flow into the hair. That's if you have like a side swept longer bang. You can still curl it the same way, and then it'll just have a nice wave. So, okay, so curls are done. Now we're just gonna loosen it up. I'm gonna put a little bit more of that oil in. I'm gonna open up my hands and just kind of rake it through. Loosen those up a little bit. And then you can add just a little bit of oil that you have left and just right here on the top just to get rid of any flyaways that you may have. Okay, give it a nice shake. Great. There's your beachy waves. All right, so just for a little added texture, I'm going to use the Kenra dry shampoo. I love this because it smells like coconuts, and who doesn't love that? So I'm just going to get into my root a little bit, give it a little spray. It's going to give it a little bit of a lift and some added texture through the ends as well. There you go. So as you can see, is it kind of gives you a little bit of separation, and a little bit more texture in those curls. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off again with the Kenra working spray. So the curl's a nice spray. And then I'm also going to show you here. So if you have a tendency, if your hair has a tendency to kind of come into the face and you want to push it back, what we're going to do is if you have a bang or even just long hair like this, you're going to take that front piece and flip, and we're going to spray right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to lift it away from the face, okay? So again, just hold it. Give it a nice spray. See how it just kind of lifts up just a little bit, and that'll keep it from falling in. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me for the Beach Waves how-to with a curling iron, and I look forward to doing another one. Thank you.